Hi everyone, Daniel Linder here, a licensed marriage family therapist, practicing in the San Francisco Bay Area for over 30 years, and I am the creator of the relationship model of addiction. This is an introductory video. What I want to do is I want to speak to you, the health professional and a student or teacher, academic, a person who's interested in addiction, who's either working in the field or wants to be working as a practitioner in the field of addiction, recovery, and relationships. My vision here is that I want to create a community and a meeting place where we can do shop talk, you and I. We could do shop talk, kind of professional development, particularly focused on what I developed, what I created, is the relationship model of addiction. This is a new paradigm. I want to change the paradigm for understanding and treating addiction from the 60-year-old disease model concept of addiction and kind of replace it. I mean, everything that we've learned, everything that we've done was based on the disease model, in the field of addiction. It's based on a disease model, and I found that it's just gotten old. It's old, it's stale, and it's limited because it's biologically based, it's medically based, and addiction is thought of as a pathological dependence that is based, it's due to chemical imbalances or the presence of certain chemicals that react to the substance, or it's genetically based, or it's behavioral, that you get out of control and that's why it becomes an addiction. The problem that I had with that, and I had this problem from the very beginning when I started learning about it, was that it does not address psychological, mental, emotional, and relationship issues. And that's where all pathology, in my opinion, particularly addiction and recovery, revolves around. So this paradigm shift is something I want to promote, and I want to be able to discuss with you, and I want to be able to see, I want to be able to join with you and align with you in making a greater impact with the patients that you work with, and really infuse inspiration and joy and gratification in terms of what you do. So you're looking at what you do and how you do it, and really this is going to be cutting edge stuff for you. You're going to be doing something that no one else has been doing, and stuff that's really powerful, innovative, game changing. So I want to just kind of go through quickly some bullet points about the relationship model of addiction and where we're going to be going with this. Okay, so just the definition. I'm going to be talking about the definition, the cause, and treatment from the relationship model perspective. Definition. Rather than the addiction being a disease or pathological dependence, relationship model of addiction defines addiction as a relationship. It's a relationship with a means of relief, whether it's a chemical, whether it's an activity like gambling or porn or sex, or even whether it's a person, like in the case of codependency. It's a relationship that the purpose and the purpose of the relationship is to relieve pain, okay? It's emotional pain. Bear with me with that as I go into the cause. From the relationship model of addiction perspective, the cause of addiction are relationships. Early, family of origin, as well as current ones, but relationships that fail to provide adequate emotional nourishment. Fail to meet what you need, the need to love, the need to be heard, the need to be part of, the need to feel special, the need for validation. Just a lot of basic needs that we have, the need to feel safe, are not met in these earlier relationships. And as a result, there's a residue of pain that results from that. Emotional pain is from unmet needs. Emotional needs is real. So when there's pain, what do we do when there's pain? There's only one thing that we all do as human beings, is we try to relieve the pain, because no one wants to be in pain. So the cause of addiction are the relationships that fail to provide adequate nourishment and leave a residue of pain. So if you can go with that, that also you can understand then that a predisposing condition what predisposes someone to becoming addicted is the amount of pain or the backlog of pain that has been built up from unmet emotional needs. The greater the pain, the greater the need to relieve it, the more susceptible you're going to be to becoming addicted. So far we have the definition, the cause, predisposing conditions. The last part of this, treatment implications, from the relationship model perspective, there are 3 stages of recovery. One, the first stage is breaking up, where you have to break up with this relationship, with this means of relief, because it's holding you back, it's killing you, it's destroying your life, as we know. And so there's a process that you go through that begins with sustained stabilization. So that's standard, that hasn't changed in terms of, if you're going to be in recovery, you first have to get sober, you first have to stabilize the behavior for a period of time. You have to be sober and abstinent for indefinitely, ongoing. But then, that's only the beginning of the stage. That's a prerequisite to enter into the stage 1, which is the process of breaking up, where it's a process of dismantling denial, and it's a process of getting emotionally reintegrated. Because when you were in your addiction, all your life was revolving around this relationship that was serving you to disconnect from your feelings, not feel, to escape the pain, numb the pain, bury the pain, feel better. And so the first stage is a process of breaking up. The second stage then is developing a relationship with yourself, which replaces the relationship that you had with the addiction, with the means of relief. And there's a process that you go through to begin developing a relationship with yourself. All of a sudden, you feel at home, your awareness is heightened, and for the first time, you're in very unfamiliar territory, because you're feeling your feelings, you're learning to identify them, you're learning how to cope with them without being overwhelmed by them, and you're learning to express them. And it's just an internal process of self-reclamation and self-discovery, self-emergence, and self-direction, self-reliance, self. It's about, this is what building a relationship with yourself means. So this is the second stage of recovery. The third stage of recovery, again from the relationship model perspective, is that once you have a self and you have a relationship with yourself, then you can go out and create healthy, emotionally nourishing relationships with others, whom hopefully have a self, other people who also have a relationship with themselves. So those kinds of likenesses, or those frequencies, or when you have a relationship with yourself, you're going to be drawing other people who have a relationship with themselves. And when that happens, you're going to be able to connect in a way that's going to be deeper, more intimate, and ultimately more nourishing. And when this happens, when you're in the third stage, at this point right now, you're no longer driven by the need for relief of pain, but you're actually growing and being fed by the nourishment that comes from within yourself, that relationship with yourself, as well as the relationship with others. So the pain subsides, and the need for relief subsides, and the addiction extinguishes itself over time, because you're directed, you're on purpose, and you're connecting with people in a way that is feeding you, in a way where you can continue to grow and feel inspired, feel empowered, feel fulfilled in your life, and as well as in your relationships. So that's pretty much a summary in a nutshell of what the relationship model of addiction consists of. So what I want is, I want to meet with you periodically, maybe every other week, and talk about the relationship model of addiction, and whether you have questions about it, we could discuss those questions. But I want you to be able to bring this into your practice, and so you can make a bigger difference in the lives of your patients, for all those people you're working with who are in recovery, but also you feel juiced up that you're doing innovative, groundbreaking work that you're passionate about, that you're breathing. This is going to breathe, I want this to breathe new life and new energy into your work. So with that, I will look forward to receiving another video in a week or two, and it's going to be about some kind of clinical issue, and a part of or piece of the relationship model of addiction. Until then.